everybody, welcome to the Soulful Soul. So this is a continuation on the theme for the base chakra, as you can see. So I thought I would do a collective reading and see what comes up for us. And the main theme, look at this beautiful red heart, it's around healing of heartbreak. When I look at the 7 of coins here, so we have the 5 of cups. It can talk about our mentality, maybe. Well, what I'm feeling is putting our eggs in the wrong basket. It's like wanting the things that don't deserve us, hankering after the things that are not good for us. And instead of, that can apply to, like, let's say, weight loss or body health or weight gain or whatever. Or it can apply to looking after your body, and it can apply to people. Or even when we know something's not good for us, but we go after it, like we know we're not going to be happy in that job, but because it's high paying or whatever, it's like focusing on the things that are not good for us. That's the theme the feeling that I'm getting. And maybe this cycle is, it's about ending that. And walking away. And this card represents you, us, the collective, walking away from those things. Walking away to something that's more fair and equitable. It could even talk about the world that we are in, and maybe each of us needs to think about what role we play in creating a more fair world. And my thing is always, it's about what's around us. What can we do differently? How can we be, instead of really, I feel like it's easy to shout out at the larger injustices. It's easy to pick that fight, and it is important, but we also need to pick the fight with ourselves about how we might not be fair to ourselves, and how we might not be fair to others. It's about justice generally. And there's this need for healing. There's so much going on at the moment, and I almost wanted to do the heart chakra first, but I'd started on this. In fact, I've been working on the base chakra for a while. I did the base chakra, and then I did the sacral, and then I'd had this thought of doing online workshops, and then but I'm so busy, and I don't have time for that. But what about this, that we can have these sessions, rather, starting with the Reiki. And what you need to look out for is this, the 7 of coins. Here the person is like in despair, and I feel like we must not give in to despair. Don't give in to despair, whether it's in a personal relationship, something to do with your healing. You have agency, you have the ability to heal. And it comes from this, finding the still place. Whatever that still place feels like for you, that's what the 4 of Swords talks about, is meditation. But it doesn't have to be meditation. It can be withdrawal. And here we have, and there, so I mentioned this walking away from things that are not serving us, even our own behaviors that might not be good for the collective, is what I'm feeling. I'm just going to get another deck. Okay, I'll use this. So the decks I'm using today are the Rainbow Tarot and the Light Seers Tarot. Okay, and I didn't talk about your advice, the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like that's letting go and trusting that things are changing. Trusting that things are changing, when you get stuck in the lamenting all the pain and suffering, just trust that things are changing, but also that you have agency. You can change the things around you, including most importantly yourself. And look at the strength card. I've done another reading and hopefully it's uploaded by now. But the strength card came up in one of those, pick a card, one of the three. And the strength card talks about this taming the lion within. That's what I'm feeling. And that's how it came up in that reading for me. It's taming the beast within. And you have the Six of Coins. There's a big worry about fairness and balance. Let's see. Temperance. Can you see? There's this big concern about this feeling of imbalance here. Maybe taking on too much. But look at this potential for so much happiness. And I feel like the happiness starts with you choosing happiness, you know? Look at the suns there, finding their peace more than anything, peace from taking time out, if you need a break, like a holiday, do that, a change. And they also say change is as good as a holiday. So if you've been obsessing with the one thing that's not working, just take a break from it. It's amazing how that can give you different perspective, even if it's a work thing, even if it's a relationship. Taking that break, or trying doing something else that's completely unrelated. And look at this card of happiness. It's more, even more, it's peace. And what came to me is peace that passes all understanding. I think that's in the Bible. Isn't that beautiful? And it does talk about finding that stillness, which then leads to this feeling of peace and contentment. And the feeling here is that contentment starts from within. It's not about what the outside circumstances are, and that's our challenge, I think, in this time. Wow, look, this Four of Swords, Three of Coins. There's a weaving happening here, and it's happening in tandem. So for many people, there's a doing something collectively, working towards a goal together. And for some of you, sometimes this is associated with people with different skills coming together, the artist, the artisan, the architect kind of thing. Oh, yeah, something like that. So that's for some of you. And others, the Three of Coins is associated with your relationship with God. And I was chatting with a friend the other day. She saw the card that I was drawing, and she said, the symbolism of three, which is the Trinity. And I think it's quite symbolic in a number of cultures, which is what she was talking about. But if you think about the triangle, the stability of the triangle, so there's something about that here. So there might be two people that are important to you, that are part of this collective for you. And this is about honing the skills of each of those. That's what I would suggest. I would say is looking at each other's skills and drawing on those. For others, it's like a project that you are doing with spirit. Weaving something, creating something. And look at the chakras there as well, showing up. Okay, that is there. So there's this piece, this a need for this inner healing. With all that's going on in the world at the moment, it's really heavy. It's so heavy. Gosh. It's like, where do you even begin with the belligerence and the bullying and the bombing? I mean, that's what it's about, and the suffering that we see and we are bombarded with as well, how to find inner peace within that, so that our work can be more effective, It's coming from a place of wholeness within, or as whole as we can be at that moment. Do you know what I mean? So, and also the need to find that respite from all that we are bombarded with, because it can be destructive for us as well, you know. And then how do we contribute if we are not, so we are all dealing with our own brokenness. Okay, I feel like we all are constantly dealing with some aspect of ourselves, or can be. But what I'm saying here is, if we are on top of all of that, being bombarded and not healing from that bombardment, not finding the respite from that bombardment, just builds up. It builds up this toxicity, and so we are, we can't find ourselves not even being maybe able to breathe nicely, you know, symbolically breathe, I mean. And here's you taking on the weight of the world, this despair and the weight of the world. It's when we take on the weight of the world that we can feel despair. And that's why the antidote is this Four of Swords, this finding rest. And, you know, finding rest, you know, trying to do something, doing something differently. Sometimes doing something differently could be going to have a full-on jaw, go and have a party. Maybe that's exactly what you need, you know, so that your mind takes a rest from whatever's going on. For many, it's what's going on in the world. For some people, some of us, some of you, whoever's watching, it could be something deeply personal, and those can be so painful as well, you know. So maybe it could be a relationship that has caused a lot of hurt and this feeling of imbalance within. So the advice is to find that inner peace that passes all understanding. And one of the things is to shake yourself up, is to do that different thing. But it's also about just finding those moments of solitude and quiet, you know. And then with the Eight of Cups, you have the Page of Coins. And I think what this is saying is that as we walk away from those things, the things that we are being asked to walk away from, the thoughts, the people, the attitudes, the behaviors, even within ourselves. I feel this is very strongly about ourselves. We might feel this lack of stability as we are working on the base chakra. Sometimes those very things we are working on bring up lessons so that we can confront them, you know, and we might feel this, what's going on now? But it doesn't mean you are on the wrong path, you know. This is a strong guidance to trust that journey, to trust that even if you feel, doesn't mean it's wrong. Doing things that shake you up are not, they're not always easy. They don't come with, it's not always smooth sailing. And then you have another page reversed around you. So these are both about the head, right? The legal system, about justice, this concern about justice. And, you know, that's another thing, even as we are fighting for justice, or our own or others, there might be so much unjust happening around us. But I really feel this is saying don't despair, you know, because if you think about it, this is a major arcana, that's a minor arcana. Justice will prevail is what I'm feeling, even when things feel like, oh my goodness, are we starting all over again? No, I feel also that there's an allowing of the cycles, you know. The Wheel of Fortune is about trusting the cycles. And look at that. There's a movement from the Page of Swords to a more contemplative. So whatever's going on, the guidance is to allow it to help you grow mentally, you know. So this Four of Swords, this contemplation feeds contemplation, almost like taking that time out to meditate, to walk, to go within, to shake yourself up, to do different things, helps fill the mental, can help fill your mental, make you mentally strong. I feel that's what this message is about. And with the strength card, it's about us managing our own inner beasts, which is what the temperance card is asking of us. It's asking of us to find that inner balance. And I feel like that comes from us taming the beasts within. And that can be so many different things for different people. It's like, when do I react and not first take a breath? When do I look at the glass half empty instead of half full? When do I say, oh my goodness, this? When do I lament to my own detriment? When do I take on things, the burdens of the world? And the world can be my whole family, like all the burdens. Or when do I feel like the load is mine to bear, and then it's like, woe is me, and so just confronting those things within, those beasts within. And here's this inner self needing to really rest, and it can be also actually resting, sleeping when you need to sleep. That goes for me as well, just if you feel tired, rest. Even if you have a deadline, rather rest so that you come fuller, more ready for that. And there's the heart here, this beautiful red heart, getting the healing that it needs to get. Look, she's resting from the knitting, from the weaving. Wow, so there's a lovely theme here of this weaving needs support, it needs others, it needs resting, it needs joyfulness, it needs this peace. It's not needing, it's needing this withdrawal so that we can fill our wells and come back stronger. Okay, everybody, I'm going to leave it there. I love this message. I hope it has helped you in this tumultuous time and helped you find some inner peace, or given you some direction towards that, dear hearts. And yeah, I'm sending you lots of love, and I'll chat with you again soon. Bye.